when I think about it, it's like, how does that really look? You know what I'm saying? How do you explain to someone to be self-aware? Because that's the self-awareness. The self-awareness is the key. You know what I'm saying? And when you become self-aware and you could be honest with yourself, you could begin to diagnose and make changes accordingly to be your best self consistently. The I talk about living authentically, you know, and when you live authentically long enough, you begin to elevate through levels of self-control and levels of eliminating the delusions that we feed ourselves, because our whole lives we've allowed people to dictate and define things for us, right? So we let people dictate and define things for us, and unfortunately, the way that ends up working. Let me see if I can share this out with some people real quick. Let me see. Give me a second. I can find my live and be able to. I don't know how to do that, so it's gonna take me a second. But I definitely want to make sure that I share it out. So I think the best way for me to do it, it's the only way I know how to do it in real life, is to go here, find this. It's the only way I know how to do it in real life, is to go here. Wow, that came through. My fault. So it's all good. We're gonna change it up, and we're gonna make sure that we share this out to a couple people, so we can get some people in here. Cause at the top. So as we maneuver through the challenges and through everything that we know and everything that we do, we can see how effective one could be if they choose to be. What it is so many of us fail to become self-aware and fail to do the things necessary to be able to what's the word, not a like to aspire for more. Many people are comfortable with mediocre. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about why people being comfortable with mediocre and comfort. And so comfort already is a dangerous thing. So when you're comfortable, this is already a dangerous situation to get too comfortable. But when you are comfortable with mediocrity, that's a whole nother thing. That's detrimental to not only yourself, but also to all of those connected to you, everyone around you, even to the community as a whole and to society as a whole. When people become comfortable with mediocre, it challenges another. So if we must become self-aware to the point where we can admit in areas where we've decided to allow people to define things for us that we may not agree with, and it's hard to do. It's really hard to when we've allowed people to define everything in our lives, dictate all of the rules, everything's been dictated and was set up for us when we got here. All of the stories, all of the history, everything that they tell us was already here when we got here. They defined everything. They dictated what the rules are for us. They gave us the history. They they continued. I guess I seen Val coming here. I appreciate you, Val. What's up, 60V? So we talking about how people get we allow people to dictate and define everything for us, and many people go their entire lives and never question the definitions, never question the rules, never question what was given to us as is. We don't question the history. We just assume that the systems that are set up are giving us the proper information and accurate information. However, if you spend time seeking more information, seeking knowledge, seeking understanding, and questioning hows and what's, and determining what it is that you believe for yourself. So you got to figure out what it is you believe for yourself. So what we're going to do here is I'm gonna try to catch the people when they come in, but I don't know if I could do that. So because I really I'm just talk. But so the actual truth of the situation is there's multiple parts here. When you do not question the rules, when you don't question the rules, and you don't realize that they giving you the definitions, and not only have they given you the definitions, but they've redefined things multiple times. Like, how you gonna redefine something? Does it have a definition? Does it have a meaning? And how are you going to give it a new meaning? And when you look across, let's just go back, let's say 125 years, right, all the way to 1900, right? If we just look over the dictionaries just since 1900, the changes in what words mean and words that no longer have meaning, even some words spelling, many words spelling have changed over the last 200 years, and definitions. When we allow people to tell us and define and give us everything, it weakens our mind, and it weakens our ability to be a survivor inside of the real world, right? So we all live in this illusion that we create for ourselves through our perception, and through the concepts that were given to us, many of us. And so those concepts that were given to you, those are what I'm talking about. We don't question the concepts, and it becomes a let's see if I can figure out how to put something up here so let people know what we're talking about. I remember I seen something like that. Let's see. Maybe I got what's this? Who knows? Let's see. Let me see here. I really don't. So the main thing is we must ask and question the definitions. So right now I'm gonna see if we can set up, get something up here to let people know what we're talking about. Because when people come in here, I don't even really see people come in, and I mean, I guess people like to know what we're talking about, but I ain't got time for that. Just we talk about people stop being comfortable being mediocre, and I try to tell everybody to come in here, but I think that it's a delay on when I get it. So the first way that people are becoming comfortable with being mediocre is accepting the definitions, accepting the history, accepting the everything from the people the way it's given to you. So those are the concepts, right? So you accept the concepts, you accept the definitions, you accept the rules, and which is appropriate in the beginning stages of life. It's appropriate up to a certain stage. Now, what that stage is probably different for everybody, you know. but there definitely is a stage where you've gone, you should have already reached the questioning, the what's, at least what's, like, what does this mean? Why did they tell me this? What is it that makes them choose the history they teach you in school? What is the purpose of the behind the lessons? What is the purpose for the amount of time you're at school? If we don't question the what's and the hows and allow them to define and dictate everything for us, then how can we call ourselves conscious? How can we call ourselves alive? If all of your concepts have been given to you, that's going to change your perception. Your perception is controlled by the concepts and the definitions that they already had established before you got here. So when you got here, those concepts were given to you, those definitions were given to you, these particulars about how you should behave, what you should do and what you should not do. All of that was long established. But when you accept these definitions without questioning them, without looking into the history of the word, because they alter the definitions. The definitions, like I'm saying, over the last 125 years, the definitions of words have changed and been redefined, and there's been many new words, and there's even been words that have been that they don't use anymore. Now, so we're talking about people being comfortable with mediocre in the first phase of being comfortable with mediocre begins with just accepting the things you're told. So when you just accept the things that you're told, that's the first stage of being mediocre, right? So when we move from that to the next stage, right? The next stage of being mediocre is also attached to being self-aware, but it's in the honesty with yourself, with your vices and with your weaknesses, not to judge yourself, but to just be honest with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You need to know yourself in a real way, because we talk about perception a lot. And so when we talk about perception, your perception is going to be able to either help you to grow, or it's going to be able to hold you back and make you feel like a victim. But your perception strongly correlated to the concepts and the definitions that you were given. But when you could be honest with yourself and learn to be honest about your vices, your strengths, your weaknesses, and then not judge yourself about it, just be honest with yourself and decide and define for yourself who you are, what's good for you, what's not good for you, and be willing to accept the things the way they are. So if you accept the things the way they are, the best part about it is you can begin to understand more about how you see stuff, because your perception as it is being shaped by the second stage, which is the way you judge yourself. So judging yourself, right, through the concepts given to you, it's an unfortunate way to be, rather than to be self-aware. Like let's say easy thing. People, I don't know, but I've seen it on TV. It may be true. So people eat yogurt and know that when they eat yogurt, it causes them to gain weight. Well, you can be honest with yourself. And then if you eat yogurt and you know it causes you to gain weight, well, don't beat yourself up about it. So that principle there is the same principle across the board. Be honest with yourself and accept yourself as as fully self-aware and fully conscious, and making conscious decisions on the things that you do, and begin to become responsible. Because once you become responsible and accountable, that's when you transform and begin to transform outside of mediocrity. But you can't be comfortable with mediocrity. Let me type that in here, since I couldn't figure out. um are you comfortable with being mediocre? How do you Let's get that up. Let's see if I could pin this. Because if I could pin this, yep, pin, book up. Yeah. All right, there we go. Now we cooking. Now we cooking. You know what I'm saying? So work it up. So the concepts and the precepts, and you accepting the definitions. First stage of being mediocre. Second stage of being mediocre is when you allow those concepts and those definitions and those rules to make you judge yourself on righteously. You know what I'm saying? You can't be judging yourself according to the rules that they set up for you. Like, why do you do that? Like, it's you shouldn't treat yourself like that. I don't want. No, I want the content background. That's what I want. Pick up. See this, and I don't want to be able to see, and I want to be able to see that. All right. So now, so when talking about the allowing people, it's basically comes down to being responsible for your own actions and for your own decisions, and for your own thinking. You know, do you perceive according to the thoughts and feelings and your own emotions? uh, is that how you deal with your life, or do you deal with your life um, through the lens of other people? Do you allow others to define how you're supposed to feel, how you're supposed to act? Because if you are, and we all are, but if you are not taking responsibility for your actions, not taking responsibility for your current situation, not taking responsibility for your own thinking. A lot of people, at least many people I encounter, and what it appears to be, I can't say it is 100%, but I would bet money if it was up for bet. You know what I'm saying? So somebody messaged, "What's up?" I don't know who messaged me. What's up? What's up, Princess Bunny? I guess they out of here already. But the whole idea is we can keep it we can keep ourselves responsible by deciding to be self-aware and not be comfortable with being mediocre, and also not judging ourselves. Remember, being mediocre, one of the ways we're defining it here is when you're allowing the definitions and the concepts and the precepts that people give you, the your worldview. When your worldview is more shaped by other people's understandings of a situation, whether those understandings be religious dogmas, or doctrines, or political doctrines, or educational doctrines, indoctrinations all across the board, whichever way, if you're allowing those to entirely shape your worldview without questioning, without investigating, without making sure that you truly agree and that you truly understand, and you get an understanding of those things, then I'm telling you that's mediocre. It's mediocre to allow people to give you your concepts, and then to take those concepts and allow them to completely control your perception. When you allow the concepts and the definitions that have been handed to you that were already set up for us before we got here, I guess I could say for us, because I'm even guilty sometimes. I find myself judging myself to the rules and the things that they handed me too. I got many of the same rules depending on what country you're in, and depending on where you are. There's so many different ideologies and indoctrinations that are taking place, and these indoctrinations and these ideologies, they serve a purpose. However, if we never take time to decide what that purpose is, then how are we excelling? How can we call ourselves excellent? If you're not always excelling, then how are you excellent? If you're always the victim, or if you're always looking for a handout, or if you always think somebody owe you something, that then you're mediocre. It's just what it is. But people don't want to admit that. It's okay. You don't have to be mediocre. You choose to be mediocre. And if you choose to be mediocre, that's fine. But just know that you're choosing to be mediocre. What's up, Kinyara? So don't allow people's the concepts and definitions that have been handed to you control your perceptions, where you've completely given up yourself, because you've allowed them to do the thinking for you, to define all of the words for you, and you've also allowed them to give you all of the rules and the concepts, yet you never question to see how or why they chose those particular stories, why they give you what they give you in school, why did they change the definitions of these words. We were talking about earlier, over the just back to 1900. If you go look at dictionaries, you can see how these dictionaries have been altered, and because of all of these concepts, many people are judging themselves in an unfair, unjust way, because they have become comfortable with the ideologies and the definitions. I call them don't understand who you are, and be truthful and honest with yourself. We call it living authentically. I try to help people look and see beyond the veil, but it begins with helping people be self-aware. And that's the whole purpose of the question. The purpose of the question is do you understand why you believe the things that you believe? Do you understand how you choose your food choices? Do you understand how you choose the television shows you like? Do you understand how you choose the clothes that you like? See, many people, me included, I was guilty at a time, have never took time to investigate how do we choose the clothes that we like, the way we wear our hair, the food that we like, the perceptions, the worldviews, the educational things, the things that we like to learn, our political stance. Where do all of these influences come from? See, understanding yourself and understanding who you are, it demands that you look into the roots of your worldview and your perception, and you begin to investigate who you are. Because when you investigate who you are and you begin to understand that the concepts and the definitions, many of them that you accepted blindly, that you may not fully agree with them, and then you can investigate to know what it is that truly moves you. But it begins with becoming self-aware. It begins with stop allowing other people to do your thinking. Stop allowing people to give you what it is you believe. Stop allowing people to give you what it is that you like and what's okay and what's not okay. Become comfortable with saying and being who you are. Become comfortable with being authentic. See, authenticity is the opposite of mediocrity. You when you become higher, your highest self, on that path, you live authentically. It's a self-awareness, non-judgmental state that is available to anyone who chooses to be honest with themselves and to accept responsibility for their choices. And I'm not saying that you have to make choices in a certain way. I believe that many people that become self-aware do begin to make growth choices. Not everybody. I've been at this thing for a little while. I'm gonna tell you what's real. Not everybody accepts the truth, becomes responsible, becomes self-aware, and then uses that responsibility and that awareness to become more productive and efficient and effective at life. Not everybody will, and that's not on me to decide what they're supposed to do with their lives. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you to realize that your perception, particularly tonight, your perception is being swayed by the definitions and concepts that were given to you that were set up before you got here that have changed multiple times. Even since I've been alive, they've redefined many words. How can you be comfortable accepting the concepts and the definitions, knowing that they continue to persuade your perception, your way of understanding, your way of behaving, even worse, your way of judging yourself? Don't you know that you judge yourself according to the rules, according to the concepts, according to the definitions that they created for you? I'm gonna let that sit in. I know ain't nobody in here right now, but that right there is the linchpin. See, even though I'm live on TikTok, you all who are watching this on YouTube, I appreciate you all. But the lives over the next days and weeks and hopefully months, as long as this platform is here and we have the capability and the time, we're gonna make this happen. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna move into the Experience the Truth series, which is I go ahead and tell y'all, ain't nobody here, but I tell y'all, thank y'all for watching. So Experience the Truth is what I realize is that I just enjoy doing this stuff. So the only thing that I'm probably going to charge for the next 3 to 6 months is if somebody wants some individual time, and I'm probably not even interested in that. I'm just going to make myself available on lives, and probably going to make the school free while I build out the courses. And everybody that gets in there, y'all going to be able to get it. And everyone who joins the school community during the lives, we'll make sure that they get stuff. We'll just send them stuff. Who cares? I hope to empower somebody. I hope to help somebody to become the most authentic version of themselves, whatever that is, whatever they were created to be. Whoever God created you to be, I want you to be that. See, the only thing I know for sure is God created you a powerful, creative, spiritual being capable of doing anything you can imagine and believe. But I need you to think about that. Like I tell people all the time, see, like I could tell people that you're a powerful, creative, spiritual being capable of doing anything you can imagine and believe. Yet, if I can't get you to believe or hope that that's true for you, see, hope is the feeling. If I can't ignite a feeling that the hope in you, then you won't get the belief, which is the thinking. And if I can't get you to think about how powerful you are and how capable you are, and get you to experience that capability, experience your potential, experience your power, then it's going to be much harder for me to help you to have faith, which is the acting it out. So remember, so check that out. So hope is the feeling, belief is the thinking, and faith is the acting. But many people, I mean, I do this all the time, every single day. I don't do it live. I do it out here in the real world all the time. Everywhere I go, anywhere I'm at. I'm on Uber, if I'm at the store. It don't matter where I'm at. Y'all gonna get it. And I'm gonna give people the real truth, trying to empower you to be the authentic you, the person God created you to be, because you are powerful. You're a powerful, creative, spiritual being capable of doing anything you can imagine and believe. But you gotta believe it. And you got to act like it, and you got to it begins with being self-aware, and self-awareness requires responsibility, and responsibility is the opposite of being mediocre. Being self-responsible. Let's see if I could catch some people coming in. Let me I see many. It seemed like I done had a bunch of people come in, but I ain't had nobody stick around and stay. But who cares? Whatever. I ain't got no time. I got time. I got things to say and people to reach. And so because I respect the people on YouTube, I respect y'all's time, and I'm not fixing to edit or cut anything out. I'm just going to continue to teach. I don't even have any notes. I don't even know what we're talking about. The only thing I know is I'm supposed to help you to live more authentically, help you to be responsible, get you to believe who you actually are, which is a powerful, creative, spiritual being capable of doing anything you can imagine and believe. See, that's who you are. But if telling you that means nothing if you don't become responsible and aware and conscious enough to be able to live and do the things the way that a responsible, conscious person does, which is investigates why they make the decisions they make, which investigates why they act the way they do, which investigates their perception and their worldview. If you don't investigate, then I don't know what to tell you. I got a guarantee for you though. If you just accept whatever you're given all the time, then you're mediocre. And if you're comfortable with accepting how to think, if you're comfortable with accepting the information, if you're comfortable with accepting that the definitions, the concepts, the dogmas, the doctrines, the ideologies, the political indoctrinations, the liberal indoctrinations, the all of the systems of indoctrination across the globe, there's so many of them. They're in every country. Every country is about that life. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, families and people in your community and people in your society, like right there in your home, they're about that life. They are about controlling the way that you see things. They want you to see things the way they see the things. And if you don't see the things the way they see the things, then they see you as less. I'm telling you, it's a real dark thing. We enter into the society where people have decided that the definitions and the concepts that they didn't even come up with on their own. That's the sad part. These concepts that people have, they didn't come up with these concepts on their own. These concepts, they were given to them. The definitions were given to them. How to feel about it was given to them. It's nothing about it, it's them. And it hurts. Like, man, if I could describe how much it hurts, how much compassion I have for the people who are experiencing this. It seems overwhelming sometimes. It's a serious realization to say Okay, why do I believe this? Why do I act like this? Why do I think like this? What is it that is making me say, think, do, act, believe? See, that's what it takes to be conscious. That's what being conscious is. It's being self-aware, being responsible, not judging yourself because of it, realizing that every decision that you make is yours. Even those of you who are not conscious, the like I said, the first step from outside of mediocrity is when you become aware enough to be responsible. So becoming self-aware to become responsible for your own actions and your decisions. That's the first stage outside to get outside of mediocrity. And then I said the opposite of mediocrity is authenticity. See, living authentically, that's what I could, let's see, the way I describe it when I'm talking with people, right? When I'm out here empowering you, you know, if many of you I've probably, ran into or seen, when I empower you, I'm trying to help you to realize that, number one, you are a creation. Number two, that you have, therefore that means that you have a creator. So you are a creation, therefore you have a creator. And as a creator, many creators will see this, and we know that as a creator, what I'm saying, everything that we create has a purpose. Now, everything that we create will not necessarily serve its purpose, or even get near to completing its purpose. But the things that we create, they all initially, when we set out to create them, they have a purpose. And before we start creating them, we at least have an idea for it that made us to initiate it. We knew what we thought we would be able to do. And so we know that you are a creation, therefore you have a creator, and creators only create things with a purpose. And so because of this knowledge, right? Because we say, all right, I have a purpose because I'm a creation with a creator, and creators only create with a purpose. And once I get one of us to acknowledge this, right? This acknowledgement that you are a creation with a purpose, I can help you to see that your purpose, whether you're a content creator, whether you're a speaker, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a servant, whether no matter what it is that you do naturally, you can gain skills to improve that talent that was given to you. You can take that talent to the world and serve people with it, but it's not really self-serving. Even artists, they don't paint stuff for themselves. Musicians aren't playing the instrument for themselves. They may enjoy playing it, but the music is to be heard. The art is to be seen. The speaker is to be heard. When you compete, is to win. The whole essence of every talent, that was given to you, even the servant. The servant loves to serve because they get to feel the greatest joy in that, the real true fulfillment that comes from that. And that's the way each one of our gifts and talents also work out. You can serve with everything that you are. And so therefore we come to the ultimate conclusion, which is we were created to serve others with our gifts and talents. And that's just what it is. Our gifts and talents are available to one another. And it's the whole idea of it. The whole idea of it is as it is. We move from stage to stage, step to step, in our lives. And what happens is people get to a certain stage and they become comfortable with that stage. And at any stage where you become comfortable, and if it's, I guess there must be a stage for where becoming comfortable to a certain extent, where Every you are completely provided for, meaning shelter, food, family, completely is provided for, then maybe what I'm saying, you can become slightly comfortable, right? But we should never be comfortable with being mediocre. We shouldn't be comfortable with just settling for people telling us who to be, telling us what to do, telling us how to live, giving us our concepts, giving us so when we allow them to give us our definitions and our concepts, this sways our perception. And of course, this is so the matter of fact thing that I'm trying to make sure that I illustrate in this rant I decided to come and do, right? Because if I can illustrate that every single definition, every single concept was established before we got here, the way that they tell us the history, the way they wrote the books, the way the educational system is set up, all of this is established. How do they choose what they teach and what they don't teach? How do they choose who they teach what? Why do they teach the private school kids in elementary school about investing, but you won't get that in public school in 12 years? Why is there a private school and a public school? Let's let me see if I can get somebody on here that to talk with us. Cause that'll we'll shake it up. FaceTime these people. Ring. Let's see if this works. But anyway, if it don't, we'll just keep on talking. I plan on. What's up, cuz? Man, I'm still on live, but ain't nobody jumping on the live, so I figured I'm gonna bring you on. I've been on here like 45 minutes. I was like, man, look, I talked to cuz before I sit up here, and I want to be on here just talking. But I was like, what I was talking about is mediocrity. The way out of mediocrity begins with self-awareness and responsibility, and the opposite of mediocrity is being fully authentic, self-aware, and authentic. The authentic you taking full responsibility for your choices, full responsibility for your decisions, but also understanding and questioning the concepts and the definitions that were given to you, and understanding why they chose the stories they gave you, why they chose the definitions, why they changed those definitions so many times over the last 25 years or whatever. So yeah, they allow you. So they give you your concepts. And I was saying that when they give you the concepts, that controls your perception. And when you accept the concepts and the definition, then you judge yourself accordingly, or you live according to these definitions and concepts that you've never questioned. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling that mediocre. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you that's mediocre. You know what I'm saying? And you're comfortable being mediocre because you don't even know who you are. You've never even given you a chance to think. You allow them to give you your thoughts. You allow them to tell you how to feel about it. You allow them to tell you what it means to feel like that. Like, when you feel like that, you're angry. You know what I'm saying? How you know I'm angry when I feel like this? You know what I'm saying? How you know? You know what I'm saying?
Like, I was angry when I found out they're gonna keep on lying. So I know you angry if you find out.
They gonna keep on lying. Yeah, because look, they made it all up anyway, cuz that's what the whole thing is, bro. If you don't question the stuff they made up, at least question it. You know what I'm saying? You don't think the history had way more to it than the little stories? So they tell you what happened in over 300 years in less than 20 pages. You know?
See how far you going, what you gonna say. They gotta research it. They need to see that, man, that's how you can tell. Look at they definitely because they, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna beat them a few more times.
Exactly. That's the point. That's what I'm talking about. People don't ask questions, they just accept what they told, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You supposed to look into it. You supposed to do it. I don't care about it. Look into it.
For sure.
They want to keep telling you whatever, and you gonna go. And we don't keep going. Why they got private school to cost so much, and then they got public school?
Because before I called you, I knew you were gonna get on that. That's why I told you what I was talking about. That's exactly why I called you, because I just said that, and that's what people never question. You know what I'm saying? The fact that there is a different school is a problem. Gee, we still on live. I just got the mic on the phone. I'm trying to get you. You got a TikTok. You should come jump on the live with me, man. So I don't look crazy sitting here talking to the phone. I'm talking to G. He just jumped on. No, cuz I know you ain't got no TikTok. I'm talking to G. He just jumped on.
Yeah, no. That's just how they do it. They're gonna continue to do it. All those they take all those what you call them, they take all the adjectives and they trash can. we don't care if it was a his or her. You understand? Nigga.
They're quick to redefine something. That's what I said. How you gonna trust the definitions of the stuff they gave you before you got here? When since you've been here, they done redefined many words. Man, look, like I got an encyclopedia. I have old dictionaries. I have old King James Bibles. I'm telling you, they change everything, bruh. They change the words, they change the definitions, they change everything according to what they want you to believe during that time. It's all like that's why they call America the experiment. That's what they do. Every state is different. You know what I'm saying? That's why you go to jail if you take cartons of cigarettes across state lines.
Yeah, we don't play that over here.
Yeah, because each cigarette, they all got the different test. You know what I'm saying? According to the color of the sticker and what state you in. They crazy, bruh.
That's how it goes.
Bruh, hey.
You ain't question it, you don't look into it, you ain't know. You just gonna be like, yeah, it is an equal education system. Oh yeah, why do they pay so much for health insurance and the people who don't got none stay in the waiting room this long and this man just came in here with the good health insurance and went straight to the back? Oops, how that happened? You don't even take it for Disney. It's an equal opportunity, just go to the hospital. Why do you what kind of insurance you got when you get in there? Not because they want to pay attention, is it? You go first.
Yeah, we're gonna get you out of here at first, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody go check your temperature and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go buy these prescriptions that you probably can't afford, you know what I'm saying? That's how they look, go take this. Dang, I don't even think you came through that time, but yeah, man, it'd be like that. It's crazy how the concepts. So what we're talking about, G, is how every concept, every definition, those things that control your perception and the things you believe were given to you, and then people begin to judge themselves according to it, and never learn to see themselves as created by God, and learn how to accept themselves and take responsibility for their own decisions. You know what I'm saying? Realize that every decision that you're making, you're choosing to make that decision. Didn't nobody make you do it? And what's really, they influenced you to act a certain way. So if you've got to put your finger on those why were the influences the way they were, and why is the influences different in the hood than what they are in the suburb, and why are the influences, like Cuz was saying, why is there a private school where they teach the kids about investments when they're in the second and third grade, and how to use money to make money when they're in elementary school, but you go to public school for 12 years and won't hear it once?
We're saying on your way out, you know what I'm saying? When you graduate, they tell you need to make good investments.
Yeah, you got the right person giving the speech, you know. Bro, it's all a game, man. And I understand. I ain't tripping. We need workers, and we need visionaries. I'm a visionary that needs workers. I understand. I ain't tripping.
But they need to know what they're working for.
But yeah, don't just accept it blindly, though. Know what the vision is. Know why you doing what you do, and first, most importantly, know who God created you to be, and serve in that capacity. You know what I'm saying? That's the main. So the main thing that's the always the foundation upon what I build upon, cuz, so that you're aware. You know what I'm saying? I build upon there's 5 stages, and then the main overview. The 5 stages are: you are a creation, therefore you have a creator. Creators only create with a purpose, so you have a purpose. No matter whether you're an athlete, a servant, an artist, no matter what it is that the talent you have, it's not self-serving. So therefore, we were all created to serve others. And on top of that overarching thing, you know what I'm saying, you are a powerful, creative, spiritual being capable of doing anything you can imagine and believe. And if you read the letters in red, you will understand and believe too. You know what I'm saying? That's everything he taught. You are a powerful, creative, spiritual being capable of doing anything you can imagine and believe, but you got to believe it. You know what I'm saying? And you got to act upon it. So hope is what I do here is I'm slinging hope. Hope is the feeling. You know what I'm saying? But I got to get you to believe, which is the thinking, and then most importantly, faith, which is the acting. But if I can't get you to feel it, then you ain't never gonna take action. You know what I'm saying?
You really need to line up though. You know what I'm saying? Still gotta line up with who you are and whose you are.
That part.
You don't know who you are, because you don't know whose you are. So you know what I'm saying? If you don't start from you and the creator, you the creator. So everything else, of course, is gonna be hard to come to grips with, because you ain't even lined it up yet. You can see whatever you want to see what somebody else doing, but that still ain't you. I don't care. You look at the bum or the billionaire. That still ain't you. You gotta see what you are, not what somebody else doing, because how they got there is a whole different path. How you get there is gonna be how you get there. It'd be better to line up with your creator to see what you created for, so you can start doing things that may line up with what you really truly want to do. Because as you said, you know what I'm saying, he ain't create nothing without a purpose. So, everything he created, you might want to try to check out and see what your real purpose is. Stop listening to what the purpose they gave you. That's why you got a million people trying to be ball players, and you don't even realize, look at the number of y'all that's going to really make it to that level. It ain't that many, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's a good thing to do. And don't get me wrong. If you got that type of talent, but you need to think about, you know what I'm saying, how many students are in those type of high schools that even get picked to go to the NBA. Just think about how many students in the high school, and then you see the numbers that you have.
I was just talking about my nephew, and he looked like he probably gonna go to the NBA, but like what you saying, he had to change colleges. You know what I'm saying? He was at Christian in Texas, But now he's at Youngstown because he needed to be able to get seen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, we gonna come tell you we're gonna have to move you if you want to stand a chance. So we don't even pick nobody up from that school.
Yep, nobody
You
come
know what
out
I'm
of that
saying?
school. Yeah.
So don't worry about, you know what I'm saying? And your record ain't gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? It could be charts if you stay there. So we need to get you somewhere else. Yeah, take you somewhere else, man.
Oh, heck yeah, yeah.
If you be valuable enough, they'll take you somewhere else.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know things. We'll talk about it when we ain't live, but I know some things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to be careful. But is that really what you want to do? You want to line up? There's a couple NBA players right now just to tell you, man, this ain't what I thought it was. Look at homeboy from the Bulls right now. I bet you he ain't think that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But
you who used to be on the Bulls.
Yeah, he used to be. He used to be. But I mean, if you can make it, that's cool. But you definitely should be figuring out what your purpose is besides that, because that's far from a guarantee. That's far fetched, man. And they don't preach that as far fetched. They want you to look at the goals of being a rapper or being a pro athlete. The slimmest things in the world the African brothers make it to. Just slimmest. And look, check out the percentage. And then they tell me how many brothers or how many, you know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to be brothers. I'm talking about the league too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look at the numbers. Look how many people in the NBA. Look how many people in the world. So then look how many people was on that basketball team, and look how many people made it to the NBA. Look how many did. Look how many people was on that football team that didn't make it to the NFL when a couple of them made it. The numbers are astronomical if they really look at the numbers. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It ain't even worth trying to figure out the number. We already know there's
it's astronomical. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, there's
I ain't trying to disappoint nobody from playing sports.
Tens of millions to hundreds. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's insane. That's an insane number, fam.
It's like what you talking about? Yeah, and you don't get to, like you don't get to live authentically, which is the whole thing that I jumped on live talking about, bruh. Like the concepts, the definitions, the even our ideologies, even our political beliefs, even our religious beliefs, all of that stuff's predefined and laid out and handed to you. If you don't go investigate it, you know what I'm saying, and I'm calling you mediocre. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they do. So you don't want to have two sides of it. You don't want what? You know what I'm saying? You don't want different alphabet.
You mean 80 something? You know what?
Called division. Because if they were united, they wouldn't come the same thing. Look, why they got a different page, bro?
Well, you need to be comfortable. You need to be comfortable understanding that you're responsible for your decisions and stop letting people define it for you. You know what I'm saying?
You got no page over there. Hey, don't be aware of it. You should definitely be aware of it. Hey, what the hell is that?
Then they can change it. They can change it whenever it's comfortable too. Look, that don't mean that no more. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you getting too close. they change it when niggas start getting too smart. These niggas about to figure it out. You know what? We gotta change that one.
Yeah, flopped it.
Yeah, we changed it.
Flopped it. Like that time we hit the straw man accounts, you know what I'm saying? That had all the money. They came after me and took the money back and just told me the money wasn't there. Hold on, you mean the money I just had that y'all took back wasn't there?
Yeah, no, it's imaginary.
And then you sent me a letter said if I ever try to take it again, I'm gonna go to jail. If I ever try to take money that ain't there, you know.
Something again. That's some bad.
Again, that's crazy. Hey, yeah, it be like that, man. They don't care. They look. there's so many levels between the illusion that we fed through the education system beginning. Well, matter of fact, through your parents' education system. You know what I'm saying? We are a victim of whatever education our parents got because they influenced us during the most influential time, at least for many people our age. Now, I guess these younger, Generation Z, the millennials, and then A and B, all of them are influenced by who knows what. You know what I'm saying?
It's the autopilot now. It ain't like you know what I'm saying? Right. They just take the hours on their phone. Say, open your phone and let's look at your activity on your phone. Now, that's the time that they use on activity on their phone, and when they educate some type of way, form, or fashion, you know what I'm saying? Building their own style of education. You're supposed to get education, supposed to start at home and middle school. So they're supposed to be already being informed of things that's going on before they even go. So they can further themselves, not just further their education. They can further themselves. And I don't mean on the education board. I don't talk about their statistics. I'm going by people life. So you need to know what's going on. So you need to know what's going on. You spend more time educating yourself, learning what's going on, and you'll be more aware. If you spend more time on TikTok, Instagram, that's all you do every day.
I'm talking about me, because I'm about to have my TikTok life started, man. I'm starting right now. This is my TikTok life.
You also took time to educate yourself.
Yeah.
Somebody else, I was like, yeah, that's good. Somebody tell you gonna go figure it out. I don't know what.
Sir, see that?
So people do say follow their dream.
There's the crux of the whole argument, or the whole thing, that the discussion is, like you said, that there's concepts and definitions are already prefabricated before you get here. You know what I'm saying? You're already here. They set up. Here go this. We got the indoctrination system, and they all across the country and all across the globe, different across the globe. The foods that people the foods that people eat in other countries, if we tasted it, it'd be disgusting, but to them it tastes good. Well, how do they do that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but so hold on, but that's what I'm telling you. Like we don't understand how the concepts. When you can just investigate that one point, that how much what you're exposed to controls what you enjoy and like. This right here is the crux of the whole thing. They control the music, they control the TV, they control the books, they control the education system, they control what you have access to, what you can. That's what I'm saying. That what you have access to is according to the law. What you have access, like most people don't even know that, like you could go down there and file your own paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to pay the cost. You know what I'm saying? To file the paperwork. Most people they don't know that. They'll go pay a lawyer twice as much as it costs to file the paperwork.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the access to information is different. It's different from person to person and from situation to situation. However, your situation will never change if you never question the what's and the hows. If you just accept the concepts the way they're handed to you, your situation is not going to improve, bro. It's just not going to. You must investigate the concepts that are being handed to you. I know firsthand, nigga. I lived a rap song for 15 straight years. You were there. My whole life was a rap video. You know, we were our whole life. You know what I mean? Like for real, they could have recorded our life. They could have recorded our life and made a ton of money. We were better than anything on Netflix, and none of that homo stuff on no scenes.
You know, I'm trying to check all statute of limitations before I put my documentary out. I seen how 50 did it.
Because I don't have Netflix because of the reason I just mentioned. You know what I'm saying? I still ain't caught that, but I might try to figure out a way to catch it.
Yeah. I'm about to get statute of limitations, and then you know what I'm saying, it's coming soon.
Man, as long as you know me, bro. I don't know. I ain't never did nothing that got any statutes of limitations on it.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh. Yeah, that was just in case the nigga I had ever done something. The nigga, I'm live on TikTok. You know?
Yeah, that's what the people around me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for them. Before I talk about all the stuff that might have went on, that might have happened. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta look out for my people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you tell their story, but I gotta make sure that they can't get in trouble for it again. Hey man, look. It's double jeopardy. That's what I call it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking. It ain't the double jeopardy. Yeah, they just changed. They just charge you with something new. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they use you did it before, and then they
yeah, but I was acquitted. You know, they don't care.
Yeah. Acquitted.
Hey, but like, man, it's you know, like you like I was talking. Diamonds gave me a compliment. That's how all this started. I was on Facebook or Instagram, and I seen a post a couple of days ago on Diamond's page, and I told her how she always an inspiration, and I a lot from that Christmas night, bruh, from that Christmas day when you introduced me to her, like there's a bunch of stuff that don't take place without that situation ever happening. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember, she introduced me to Shelton, which introduced me to OG, which introduced me to people making millions of dollars a month, which I didn't even know was a real thing that people did that. You know what I'm saying?
That's my sense of life, though.
Heck yeah, I love her, and that's what she said she called me a rare breed, and that got me to investigating what that means. And what I came up with means that, nigga, what I got is valuable whether there's a monetary system or not. What I bring in protection and guidance and inspiration and encouragement and empowerment, bro, this is invaluable here. You know, all the money systems could fall, and I'm still valuable as hell.
You got tangibles and intangibles.
Yeah. And so that's what I was like, that's the way I decided to when I was like, you know what? And so I came here and I called the live experience the truth. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna start giving all the stuff that I'm selling. I'm just gonna try to give it all away. You know what I'm saying? I'm just try to give like 6 of the courses away. I'm just gonna make the school community free. I'm just gonna give everything away for the next month or two. You know what I'm saying? At least try to give it away. I ain't never sold nothing online. I don't know how to sell it. First I'm gonna learn how to give stuff away online. Once I learn how to give stuff away, then I can move to the next stage trying to sell it. But that's how I came up with. I was like, nah, let me just go be me online. Cause let them experience the truth. Cause that's all I got for you. You know, that's all I got.
That's all you gotta do. And when they can pick up from there. You ain't got nothing to They couldn't question anyway. They don't question. So, and you get started wrong, they'll find out twice. Why they got lie?
How do they choose the lies they tell is the question that got me to where I'm at. Nah, the bump that I've been knew they was lying since they started talking. Nigga, my mama. I don't want to talk about my mama, but everybody in the house was liars. You know what I'm saying? They were liars.
They told me to pay attention to the lie. When I told about it, they told me watch what I say about it. That was the problem. All y'all. And they like, y'all gotta figure this out. You understand? Answer my question.
That many people don't even realize they lying. That's the situation. See, that's the whole thing. Like they're just blindly believing that because it's a school that they telling them the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because they on the TV that now it's even worse. People believe memes and now AI can make anybody look like they said something. So that's even becoming a thing. It's
make me some fake money. They're gonna take this one to all money.
For sure. That was like I was on. I watched this little thing called Quantico, and in season 2 they doing CIA. You know what I'm saying? And they had a dude come in there and drink some champagne, and they put a female in the room with him on the picture, and they weren't even like, they were in a different room. You know what I'm saying? They put you with somebody that wasn't even there while you was in the room, in the picture. In the
the homosexuals and the movie stars and stuff, they don't got to regrade themselves and touch the woman for real. That is like the video. Damn, look at that. You get on the couch by yourself. Or with the student.
Dang, that's sad. That ain't true all the time anyway. But that's sad even because it's probably true. It's probably true or going to be true. You know what I'm saying? It definitely is. Look, like I said in the video the other day, I ain't posted it yet because I looked like I was crying because I really was when I realized that the majority of the people, you know what I'm saying, that were close to me and people that grew up and the people that raised me, that all of them, you know what I'm saying, was comfortable with darkness. And it hurt, you know what I'm saying? It hurt to have to eat that, you know what I'm saying? And I made a live about it. And this was like either yesterday or the day before, you know what I'm saying? But it hurt, bro. Like when you gotta admit that, like the liars and the thieves are the people that you love and trust, and the people that, you know what I'm saying? Like it hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang.
I don't know if you heard that, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm making some fucking. I got the same question they told me that. Why? You was telling me why you a hoe, bro? Why you told me you gonna do that? I can't take it. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
You lame stuff.
I appreciate
Yeah.
you, nigga.
That's
That's how all this, because that's how all this started. I'm telling you, I read that and I was like, you know, I know that, you know what I'm saying? We talk about it and we know that, like, man, they're like, you'll be hard pressed to find somebody like you or me, bro. Like real hard pressed. And I'm on here and there's like billions of people. I think like 3 billion people on TikTok, but like, and you could find a few, but you hard pressed to find people that are just being real and authentic. You know what I'm saying? I got tons of stuff I keep telling myself I'm gonna tell people about. I'm gonna try to sell to people. You know what I'm saying? I can send them to the website, tell them about this. I want to give the people the stuff, man. When I get on here, I would hope to empower somebody, bro. I hope to encourage somebody. I'm just going to tell the truth, record it live on TikTok and post it on YouTube so that they can get it. Because about helping people to see themselves as responsible for every decision they make, see themselves as a powerful, creative, spiritual being capable of doing anything they can imagine and believe. Begin to believe that, begin to realize that they're a creation, therefore they got a creator, therefore they got a purpose, and they need to act on that. And when I could get all of that mixed up into the mix every single time, then we winning. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta feed the feet. Yeah, they need it. Yeah. You just gotta drop it off. Daddy on water. You just gotta drop it off. Look, they gotta accept. You gotta accept it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming up, I got tricked, nigga. I went for the okie doke. I'm still responsible for those decisions, bro. I let them niggas, I looked up to them niggas. I thought them niggas was that nigga cool in the mud. That nigga lame. He a hoe. He never ever try me now, though. But to go through that. I'm pretty sure they understand. The people who play those games, the way I talk to them, they don't even raise their voice. So it means that when you know you was lying, you just was you thought I wasn't going to sit down. I caught on. Because you was lying. And that's what he told me. What happened to them people? You know what I'm saying?
Like the thing is, I can't be mad at the one person the other day that I was talking about who had did something and it hurt me. You know what I'm saying? But like because he always told me I'm a savage. I think he said I'm a savage. He always tell me that. You know what I'm saying? I love him still. I still love him. It still hurt when he a savage to the person he was a savage to. You know what I'm saying? Who's
he hit you with the savage that sounded good. See, he hit you with the one that sound good. The definition wasn't all in there. That's when them niggas be rapping something. I'm cutthroat committee and I'm this right here. Niggas, yeah, that's real. Niggas, betray you. That's you can't just bang everything. I can't be like, I'm living this type of life, and then I'm dapping up the people who live this type of life too, and then expect them to be. He ain't say I'm a saint, nigga. He ain't say I'm a love. You go to the or he die. He ain't say
because you're talking to an ex-savage, bro.
Okay.
But don't never get it twisted. It's ex-savage by decision making, like you were saying, nigga. I hope that it don't never have to go that way.
That's the whole different ball game.
This decision that all right, you look. There's a line. You getting close to it. Look, you about to go over the line. You about to go. Yeah, now I'm gonna have to
make a decision now. You made I told you about the decision. You gonna put it the other way. I ain't decision like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you have an opportunity. I'm doing like this, so I'm like this. I can do you that. That's how it is. So opportunity come. no nothing involved. So now I got the opportunity to be loyal to you and me. I just told you don't play with me like that. I'm gonna slap the shit out you. So then guess what happened? You know what I'm saying? So now we both got a choice. Well, you play with me like that, now I'm gonna slap you. You know what I'm saying? We still got another choice. Whatever.
The sad part is, do you know what I tell people all the time? The worst part about it, cause it don't matter how it happened. When it happens to them, I'm always the bad guy. It don't matter how it happened, cause niggas like it could be. I swear it could be 2 days of me telling them. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, like y'all, you doing the most, but like, damn, like how many times I let somebody threaten me before I find out, nigga? Because I ain't gonna turn my back and be looking over my shoulder about it. Like Trump hit Iran, man. I'm gonna be like Trump hit Iran 3,000 hits in the first week. You know what I'm saying? we bomb first like Tupac. You know? Shoot, we ain't got no time.
No, nigga, we asked you.
Yeah, he did give him every opportunity though. He gave him every opportunity. Yeah.
I verify, hey, bro, come on, bro, look, let's make sense out of this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want, he said the same thing I just said. Hey, I don't want to be like that. All right. What we can do it like this right here. Both of us, both parties will be good. We can continue on. Everybody will be great. Please let's do it like that. He said, please. That's what he said. He said, please, he ain't going to do shit.
Yeah, and then he the bad guy all of a sudden. I'm telling you, that's how it happens. It don't matter how much. I try to talk. You know what I'm saying? No matter how long you try to talk. You know what I'm saying? How long you try to work with the delegates. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. When you end up having to do to them what you've been trying to tell them you ain't want to do to them.
You justify that by saying some different people learn different ways. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't have to learn that way. Some people got to bump their head. Some people can see you bump your head and then I ain't gonna go that way. But some people still gonna go that way after you just say, you see that just happened. All right, well then they went. All right, boom, boom. You got to get touched up, but they learn. You know what I'm saying? So leaders gonna teach, regardless of what has to happen for it to happen. If I just conversate with you and we just have this talk, I just told you. If I just told you, if you do this again, I'm gonna slap you, right? And then if you do this again, and I'm gonna slap you, then I'm responsible for leading you down the wrong path.
Correct.
Because you think everybody else do is what you do. But when I do same thing I do. Yeah, you realize that real quick. So sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
I think my live just ended or something. Oh no, it didn't. I don't know what happened. Because I'm gonna get back to teaching, man. Thanks for talking with me for a minute, man. I appreciate you, but I'm gonna get back to teaching over here on the TikTok, man. To the nobody for about another 30 minutes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you. Man, ain't nobody here right there. Look, I don't know what to tell them. You know what I'm saying? But it's okay because this gonna go live on. I'm gonna put it on YouTube, and so somebody gonna get it. They're gonna get it, and they're gonna be blessed by it. So I appreciate you coming in and talking with me. But let me get back to teaching.
Let's go.
All right.
God bless.
Thank you. Bless you, bro. One. Right. So chop it up. Look at it. You know, what he talking about was integrity just now. You know, I like the idea of realizing that watch what you say, but be willing to follow through with anything that you say. Don't just let stuff You know what I'm saying? Be said. Don't let stuff be empty threats. You know what I'm saying? Like be about whatever it is that you talk about. Be about the things that really move you. Be about your hobbies. Be about the things that you enjoy doing. Be about your family. Be about the things that you love, the people that you love. Be about that. Don't allow the world to constantly rob you of the of who you are. Learn to be comfortable being authentic, because when you can be comfortable being authentic, the world really opens up to you in a real way. But you gotta know who you are in order to be authentic. And that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I always talk about self-awareness, because it's stage one. I'm trying to help everybody be able to get to stage 10, 12, 100, whatever, however you rock the stages. You know what I'm saying? But however you, I want to get you in infinite progression, infinite expansion, accomplishing everything it is that's capable for you to accomplish, you know what I'm saying, and attain everything that you can attain, everything that's in God's will for your life, everything you were created to be. I want that for you. I want that for you. Everything that God created you to be, I want it for you. And what I want more, unfortunately, is for you to want it for yourself. Just being honest, you know what I'm saying? I want it for you. And many times, like, I come here and I want you to want it for yourself. It's one of those ego things that I still got to get over, because I really want you to want it. You know what I'm saying? I want you to want the truth. I want you to want the do. I want you to want to know. I want you to want to be. I want you to want to be more. I want you to want to excel. I want you to want to be excellent. I ain't telling you that you always got to be 100% excellent, but you should be wanting to be excellent. I ain't saying that you always got to be excelling, but you should be wanting to excel. You should be wanting to grow, wanting to know, wanting to be, right? Shouldn't you want to be better, more, greater, something more than what you are today? Do you not want to be more than what you are today? And if you don't want to be more than what you are today, then what is it that you are doing? Why are you doing it? I try to watch the things I say right now, because I could really go a whole nother way. But just know, like, the concepts and the thinking and the acting and the choices and the decisions are all your responsibility. 100%. So you want to live authentically. You want to be real. You want to be accountable for who you are and the choices you make. You should always 100% look at yourself in the mirror and say, yes, I did the best I could do today, and be able to be honest and be able to accept responsibility for everything that you do, and not judge yourself according to the concepts that they gave you and the definitions that they gave you and these rules that they set up for you, that they fabricated for us before we got here. Don't just blindly accept these things. It's no reason for you to be blindly accepting those things that were fabricated before you got here without investigating them. It is serious, because it's impossible to live authentically without becoming first self-aware and investigating the things that you've been taught, the influences in your life, and all of the beliefs, all of the thoughts, and everything it is that you've accepted blindly, even things that you've accepted by faith. You should investigate these things. I spend time always investigating, always in prayer, always in meditation. And I tell you what, after over 500 books, there's one thing I know for sure, is I don't know anything for certain except for that God is, and everything else is just existing temporarily. And because of that one thing, you know what I'm saying, I see us all as coming from and returning back to the source. but as the expression, the true authentic you, the higher you in which you were created to be and what you were created to do, and everything that you can achieve as the powerful creative spiritual being that you are. I want that for you. I want you to want it for yourself. And everything that's in me, everything that's in me wants you to want it. I want you to want it. I want you to go be the you that you were created to be. Start now. Keep going and continue growing and doing, and you will achieve. But it requires you to show up consistently. It requires you to want to be more. It requires you to take responsibility for where you are, to evaluate the situation without judgment, and to be able to lay it out in a way that's acceptable to your real life, in your real situation, in your real circumstance. Stop beating yourself up for the things in which you have no control over. This is God's world. You are God's creation. Do what God created you to do. It's just that simple. God created you to be powerful. God created you with talents. He created you to serve. So go take those talents and use them to serve the people that you're called to serve. Be everything it is that you were created to be. Do everything it is you were created to do. Go out and want to do more, and want to be more, and want to achieve more, and think bigger. Do bigger things. See yourself as capable. See yourself as powerful. See everything as you're possible. Don't look at anything as you can't do it, because with a little bit of time and a little bit of consistency, anything can be done. It just takes for a little bit of focus, a little bit of consistency, a little bit of making the right decisions over time, and you can accomplish dang near anything. Dang near anything. And I always say that it's the unimaginable. Think about where we are now that was unimaginable to people 50 years ago or 100 years ago. And imagine where we might be in 50 years or 100 years now after the implementation of agentic AI. Seriously, we got the humanoids. It's gonna be the Jetsons soon. It's gonna have Jane and Judy and all them. But it starts with you realizing that you and your perceptions and your talents and your abilities were given to you for everyone else. Like, you were created for a reason. You are a powerful, creative, spiritual being, capable of doing anything you could imagine and believe. But it begins with believing it. It begins with accepting yourself and investigating the influences and the beliefs that have been handed to you, the constructs, the concepts, the definitions. Figure out what does it really mean. Don't allow them to tell you what your feelings mean. Don't allow them to tell you what to think. Don't allow them to tell you what you can accomplish. Only you get to define. Only you get to choose what you can accomplish, what you're willing to settle for. Every single decision, every single responsibility, every single opportunity, situation, circumstance are all your doing. There is nothing inside of your life experiences that's anybody else's choice or fault. Just influences. But the choice to be authentic or to be controlled and just robotic, the choice of being conscious versus controlled, the choice is up to you. I'm going to come here and I'm going to talk about being conscious, and I'm going to talk about being aware, and I'm going to talk about things that are on my heart, that things that I have a compassion for, which is humanity. And humanity is spiraling further and further away from consciousness. The last 3 or 4 generations have been entirely wrapped up in technology, and now they are seeing the issue. But how are we going to get people back to being able to read, being able to think, being able to make conscious decisions and not be controlled by the influences, not be controlled by the things that they're getting on TV, but be able to investigate, question things, find out what really things mean? It's a lot to it. And I think I'm gonna change the subject right now. I've been going for about an hour and a half, so we're gonna change the subject. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what makes people stay on live. I guess it would have to be doing something entertaining. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't got no entertainment for you. All I got is empowerment. All I got is direction and guidance and truth. And that truth is gonna be available. It's here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make it to a whole 2 hours and go ahead and knock that out, or really get 5 minutes of viewing. You know what I'm saying? So I can knock out that goal. But people, I don't even know what y'all want. Maybe I can put on some music and then we can teach. You know what I'm saying? I got music that teaches. You know what I'm saying? So we do anything, man. But in reality, man, I just wanted to come here and be myself and let y'all experience what it is. You know what I'm saying? Who I really am. You know what I'm saying? I ain't come here with no agenda, no nothing. Just jumped on and whatever I came up with. You know what I'm saying? That mediocrity. That's where people are comfortable with that. Right? I tell you, I know firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Because if we take my definition of mediocrity, that means plateau, accepting your current state as enough. That's mediocre. Your current state is not enough. You can always be more, do more, achieve more, think bigger, think greater, achieve more, achieve something greater. However, it requires accepting responsibility for your own life, accepting responsibility for your own decisions, and then moving forward like that. When you move forward through this decision making process, accepting your responsibility for all of your decisions, and deciding that you want to be more, grow, and do more. Then you begin to see more clearly. You're capable of so much. You're infinitely capable, even. But you have accepted the things, the dictates that they fed you. You've accepted the stories and the limitations that they've given you. You've accepted along the way that things are just the way they are. But I'm here to tell you that things are not the way they are. Matter of fact, things are nothing like what they tell us they are. They're let's say it this way. The way things are seriously indescribable. Many people try to describe them in a variety of ways, right? People use they try to say that you're it's an illusion, or you're in a projection. But the whole idea is that you are being deceived by the things that you perceive. It's what I was talking about earlier, with your perception is controlled by your influences. Your influences are controlled by the definitions and the concepts. See, that because of these concepts and these definitions, You have created within yourself an entire persona. And that persona, that's the reason why people like certain foods and other people think they're disgusting. These influences are greater than you understand, and they come from sources on a variety, many times intentional. That's the overall final situation that I hope to pull out of anybody that's watching this particular part, whether it's from it being clipped up or because you're watching the entire video on YouTube. This part, we must understand that all of the pieces, all of them, have been placed on the table and on the board over here to get you focused on the getting these pieces together on the table, on the board, when the actual life is happening way over there. Consciousness requires that you become aware that there's so much more than what's on the table, and putting the board and the pieces together and realizing that there's so much more. And when you become aware of the so much more, you become aware of how temporal this life is. It's temporal. It's a speck in the existence of what's actual, what you actually are as a powerful, creative, spiritual being. You. So much more. So much more than the room you're in right now. So much more than the device you're watching me on. So much more than the dwelling that you're in right now. It's so much more than the town or city that you're in right now. So much more than the state, this planet, this solar system, this galaxy, this universe. So much more. Do you want any more for yourself? You want a little more for yourself? You know, maybe a portion more, a measure more? You want any more? You want to be more, do more, achieve more? If you do want to achieve more, do more, be more, and you're watching this, I want you to put achieve down in the comments. If you put achieve down in the comments, I promise you, I'm gonna find something and I'm gonna send it to you. Something worth over $20, maybe something worth over $100. We're gonna send it to you. Like, if you just put achieve down in the comment box, I'm gonna make myself available to you, and we will do it over one session. I'll let you experience the truth. How people's lives being completely transformed when you can learn to see yourself accurately for who you are, how you were created, who God created you to be, what God created you to do, and how you can take it to a whole nother level if you just choose to. But you have to be willing to be honest with yourself, to hurt, because nothing that the harsh truth often hurts. Like, it hurts me to come here and do this sometimes. Often the compassion and the drive that I feel for humanity, because I want you to want more for yourself. I want you to want to be everything that you're capable of being. I want you to want to achieve everything that you were created to achieve. But like we know, like I said, we create things. I create tons of things. I have an infinite amount of things like I create, but I don't know how to sell this stuff. I'm just a visionary, and I don't have any workers, and really I'm probably a control freak. So I would really dislike if I have an idea and I'd be like, okay, I need all these pieces to go here, and I need you to put them in the Excel sheet like this. I needed to be aligned like this. I want something for this, and then then you mess it up. Like, it's hard for me to delegate, and so that's how we find ourselves here where I am now. You know, where with over 12 years of education, you know, like over 500 books read, and I know more than I should know, which equals I know that I know nothing for certain. But one thing that I do believe, and I will continue to say it, is that you are a powerful, creative, spiritual being capable of doing anything you can imagine and believe. If you want to achieve more, put achieve down in the comments, and I'm going to send you a gift. We'll figure out how to do it. I don't really know how to do it. I see people do it, they get your emails or whatever. But for real, we're going to make something happen. Because the mediocre, it's done being mediocre, bro. We done with being mediocre. Say it with me. We done being mediocre. You know what I'm saying? And that's what this is all about. Like the time for mediocrity is over. All of the accepting of limitations and acceptings of weaknesses is done. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but elevation and acceleration towards excellence. And on that note, we're gonna just get up out of here.
I'm choosing purpose over comfort, yeah. Every day I rise, alignment over illusion. Truth in my eyes resonates, my weapon alignment, my win. I'm lit from within, this is how I begin. Sparking remembrance, igniting the flame, revealing the light, I'm reclaiming my name, yeah. My story, my path, my frequency speak. I'm the sound of awakening power you need.